We never ever think that we're serving our family food that's cooked with contaminated toxic water. So first of all, in my water, I had arsenic at 10 times the health guidelines. And then also, and this one really kind of blew my mind, is I had chromium-6. So chromium-6 was in my water at 247 times the health guidelines. So Erin Brockovich, she made chromium-6 famous 30 years ago, and I saw the Erin Brockovich movie.
Right.
So to see that chromium-6 was in my water at 247 times the guidelines, when everyone knows about this contaminant and it's been so, well talked about and covered, really, really shocked me. I also had nitrate and nitrates. I had trialhalomethanes at 171 times the health guidelines. And that's a byproduct of chlorine that they're actually using to pull, parasites and bacteria out of the water. And then when I did further testing, I had prescription drug residue, rocket fuel, and PFAS, which is these forever chemicals, which we're going to get into today. I mean, I had never really realized that my water had that level of toxicity in it. And as a parent, as a mother, and a homemaker, when you start thinking about everything you use tap water for every day, and you realize what contaminants are in your water, it just was really upsetting to me. And so I'm really glad that I'm going to be able to share the message about water today and help educate your viewers on this.
In my upcoming book, it turns out that microplastics, which are microscopic particles of plastics, which we now are eating in our animals, in our fish, dramatically disturb the microbiome.
Yes.
I mean, who knew? Just these little micro nothings are completely changing our microbiome. For the worse, folks, for the worse. And yet we're using these all the time. Is there any safe plastic commercial water bottle that you can buy?
No.
All right.
There's really not. If for plastic water, if you're putting it into a takeaway bottle, like a Triton plastic or something like that, that's used for multi-use, that's really the type of plastic that I think that is safe to use if you have to. I really prefer glass bottles and bottling your own water at home with a multi-stage reverse osmosis water system. That's the safest way to go.
So what's a Triton plastic? How would anybody know? I want Triton plastic, please.
Like for instance, AquaTru, our company, that our reverse osmosis system, our water catch is made from Triton plastic. So it's kind of the gold standard in plastic that doesn't leach. And bottles should be marked with a Triton plastic symbol, and you could look on websites to see what type of plastic they're made of.
Is it usually underneath?
Yes,
on the bottom?
underneath the bottle.
Okay. And let me address the elephant in the room. Everybody hopefully knows about BPA.
Yeah.
And that it's finally been banned, but its replacements like BPS and one down the line, we're finding out that those are no safer, maybe worse than BPA.
Yes.
And yet we may see no BPA, assuming that, oh, good, we're fine now. And that's just not the case. Really,
the safest way to go is to drink your water out of a glass container. Any sort of plastic isn't really a good idea.
Okay, all right. And you mentioned, these PFAS, forever chemicals, and these are well-named forever chemicals because we still have no idea how long these things are going to last or how we're going to get rid of them. And these are also all endocrine disruptors.
Yes, these forever chemicals, PFAS and then PFOS, they come from things that we use every day. So they're in our curtains, they're in fabric, they're in many detergents. They're also used as fire retardant. They spray runways with this for fire retardant purposes and different military bases across the US. And most contaminants break down over time. But these forever chemicals they last forever and they never, ever, ever break down. So there's no way to get rid of them. It's really, really scary. And just recently, a really major orange juice brand, they found forever chemicals in this orange juice. So they're really starting to get into our food and water supply, and it's really, really a big problem. The best way to make sure and have peace of mind that you don't have forever chemicals in your water is to run them through a reverse osmosis water system.
And that will get rid of them?
That will get rid of them, yes.
Okay, all right. How would people know that they're drinking contaminants in their water? I mean, come on. Again, let me back up. The EPA was supposed to protect us, right? The
Yes.
Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. Now, I know that they have been defanged by previous administrations. And
Yeah.
one of the things that's been fascinating to me is that the EPA knows about these endocrine disrupting chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
They know they exist. Their argument has been, yes, these are endocrine disrupting chemicals, but they are in such minute amounts that it would be impossible for it to have an effect on our endocrine system.
Yeah.
As I've written about in my books, what they didn't know, most of us didn't know, is these don't act like normal hormones. They actually can hit a hormone receptor. Normal hormones hit a receptor, give its message, and then leave. Mm-hmm. These hit the hormone receptor, lock on, and never leave. So it's pushing the button constantly. And so you can have minute amounts that would seem to be totally non-bothersome, but because they constantly are stuck to these receptors, they act as if you're swallowing, gallons of estrogen or progesterone. And there's, at the moment, no way to convince the government that this is actually happening, except when what we observe in animal studies.
Yeah, so I think there are several symptoms that people can get. Like if you constantly have fatigue, headaches, digestive issues, things like that. If you have differences in your cholesterol or blood pressure, these are all key things to really look at your environment and start trying to remove some of the toxins in your life. And so some of these are very common health concerns, like, I have a headache. If you have it repeatedly, then it's something to really think about, making your environment a little less toxic. And the number one thing people can do to make sure that they're freeing themselves from unnecessary toxins is to drink purified water.
What's the difference between chlorine and chloramines? They're not the same, right?
No, they're not the same. So chlorine is chlorine, and it's used to remove bacteria and parasites from water. And then there's also chloramines. So chloramines is a combination of chlorine and ammonia. So, and chloramines is the most preferred chemical that they use to clean water in the water treatment facilities. And chloramine is really, really, really hard to remove from your water. And one of the real only ways to remove chloramine is through a multi-stage reverse osmosis system. And the reason that we don't want to ingest chlorine, chloramines, or a byproduct of chlorine and chloramines, which is trihalomethanes, is because they wreak havoc on our gut health. So chloramines, this is very interesting, Dr. Gundry. Chloramines actually will eat through copper piping. So when you think that chloramine, a chemical that they're putting in our water to clean it, is actually chewing through copper piping, it's really alarming. So you can just imagine what it's doing to our gut.
I'm hearing that cities and governments are trying to deliver to you at your spigot a water that is at least not going to kill you from bacteria, viruses, and that was their purpose.
Right.
But it's now up to you to get all of these things that they put in there to make sure that this stuff isn't going to kill you. Get rid of these things that are probably going to kill you long term.
Right. Exactly.
All right. So let's talk about that. What are the actionable steps that people can do?
Sure. So I think what's really important is that the big misconception about purified water is people think that if they're drinking purified water and bottled water, they're okay. But the main thing is, and this is really important, if your listeners hear one thing today, please listen to this. Contaminants do not boil out. So when you're cooking and you're making tea and you're making your coffee in the morning, or you're making mac and cheese, or you're making pasta, boiling noodles, all the things that you do daily, contaminants do not boil out. And so it's really important that not only the water that you drink, but what you're using to cook with is purified water. And so some steps that listeners can do is to make sure that they're using either bottled water or they run their water through some sort of reverse osmosis machine that they cook with to make sure that they're starting with pure water.